Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going on a fascinating chronological journey right under our feet. I mean, we walk on it literally every day, but how often do we actually stop to think about the highly technical birth, the midlife crises, and the ultimate retirement of our flooring? Well, we're going to unpack the secret life cycle of your carpet right now. And let me tell you, there is so much more engineering going on down there than you might think.
But first, I want to pose a question that might hit a little close to home. Why do most carpets die young? Seriously, why does an investment that is supposed to last over a decade suddenly look all ragged, wrinkled, and tired after just a couple of years? Today, we're going to pull back the rug, pun intended, on some really dense industry secrets to reveal exactly why our home investments fail prematurely, and more importantly, how we can actually stop it.
Okay, let's dive right into our roadmap for today. We've got 4 parts. 1. The science of installation. 2. 5 common carpet nightmares. 3. The DIY delusion. And 4. Repair versus replacement.
Starting off with Section 1, the science of installation, the literal birth of your floor.
You know, laying a carpet is not just casually rolling out some fabric. It is an exact, unforgiving science. Before a carpet even touches the adhesive or tack strip, it has to follow strict acclimatization rules, straight from the Calderdale Carpets Installation Manual. It's got to be rolled out flat for at least 24 hours in a room strictly maintained between 18 and 35 degrees Celsius. For those of us using Fahrenheit, that's 65 to 95 degrees. Oh, and if you have underfloor heating, the combined thermal resistance of the carpet and underlay cannot exceed 2.5 togs. Otherwise, you run the risk of completely destroying the system's efficiency. This is a massive aha moment for a lot of people. The hidden complexities start long before the installation even truly begins.
Next up comes pattern matching. And this brilliantly illustrates how tricky things get. According to industry standards, factories actually allow up to a 1.25% pattern bowing in the carpet straight off the roll. That means the pattern might not be perfectly straight right out of the gate. It requires immense technical skill from the installer to use mechanical stretching devices to pull, align, and completely straighten out that pattern before the adhesive sets. If they get this wrong, yeah, your hallway stripes are going to look permanently drunk.
To get that perfect alignment, professionals use the stretch fit method, adhering to the super strict British standard 5325. The gripper actually has to be set away from the wall at exactly 2/3 the thickness of the carpet. Then the backing is placed under literally hundreds of pounds of physical tension. You know that firm, bouncy, tactile sensation of a perfectly secured carpet? That isn't magic. That is pure structural tension holding everything safely in place.
And if 2 pieces need to be joined together, it gets almost absurdly intense. Let's just break down the meticulous Axminster cross-seaming process. You can't just butt 2 edges together and call it a day. You have to overlap the pattern by exactly 50 millimeters, physically fray away the pile rows to expose the warp strands, apply a latex sealer to the backing so it doesn't unravel, and then heat seam the whole thing together. It's genuinely akin to precise engineering.
Moving on to Section 2. 5 common carpet nightmares. Welcome to the midlife crises of your floors.
So what happens when that clinical perfection meets the messy reality of daily life? I'm going to quickly fire off these 5 common nightmares. Feel free to mentally check off which physical damages you're dealing with at home right now. Number 1. Wrinkles and ripples. These are massive tripping hazards caused by relaxed latex backing or just bad installation. Number 2. Tears, snags, and fraying, especially right at the transitions to your hardwood floors. Number 3. Burns from dropped irons or permanent chemical stains. Number 4. Loose seams separating under heavy foot traffic. And number 5. Pet damage. And we aren't just talking about shredded fibers by the doorway here. We mean urine that actually seeps down and ruins the padding and the subfloor beneath.
Which brings us to Section 3, the DIY delusion.
When these nightmares pop up, a lot of well-meaning DIYers hit the internet for a quick fix. But trying to fix these highly technical problems yourself almost always makes things worse. Take Wrinkles, for example. The absolute biggest mistake is renting a knee kicker from a local hardware store. Look, a knee kicker is merely a positioning tool. It physically lacks the force to achieve the proper tension required by the Carpet and Rug Institute or CRI standards. Bang your knee against it is just going to damage the carpet backing, and I guarantee the ripple will return. True correction requires a professional power stretcher. This is a tool that braces against the opposing wall to apply hundreds of pounds of even tension all the way across the room.
Just to really hammer home that real stretching requires serious, heavy-duty gear, take a look at this number, $354.25.
That massive number is the cost of just the replacement power head for a Roberts power stretcher. Not the poles, not the carrying case, literally just the head. Professionals are out there using highly specialized, incredibly expensive equipment that simply cannot be replicated by a $30 weekend rental.
All right, Section 4, Repair versus Replacement. Time to figure out if it's rehab or retirement.
So if we shouldn't do it ourselves, what exactly are our options? Let's anchor these abstract concepts into some hard numbers. A professional restretching or patching job for a standard room is generally going to run you somewhere between $100 and $300. Now compare that to the alternative, letting a wrinkle delaminate the backing, completely ruining the carpet, and being forced into a premature replacement. That replacement easily costs $4,000 or more. So the crucial point here is that the return on investment for simple repair is absolutely massive.
Think about it. That affordable $300 rehab keeps your carpet out of the landfill. By restoring the structural tension that is required for both safety and aesthetics, a professional repair literally adds 5 to 7 years to your carpet's functional life. It stops those minor, annoying issues from snowballing into catastrophic failures.
Now, to understand exactly where your own flooring currently sits on its journey, let's map out the chronological lifespans. Lower-density apartment-grade polyesters generally last about 3 to 5 years. Mid-range family nylons hit their peak around 7 to 10 years, and your premium-grade, high-density triexta or wool, when those are maintained by certified pros, they can easily cross the 12 to 15-year mark. Knowing your grade really helps you budget for the inevitable.
But how do you know for sure when it's truly time to say goodbye? Well, here are the 4 major red flags for retirement. First, fused matting and crushing in the hallways. That's when the fibers literally lose their resilience and just can't be fluffed back up. Second, stubborn subfloor odors. You know, that musty pet smell that somehow survives a deep clean. Third, delamination, where the backing completely separates and ripples. And fourth, sudden allergy spikes in your family. Old carpet acts like a totally saturated air filter. As the experts at Technique Flooring point out, an old carpet might just be holding onto years of Central Texas pollen and dander, making your home pretty toxic to breathe in.
Which brings us to the end of our journey and leaves you with this final, urgent thought. Go ahead and look down at your floors right now. Is your carpet truly walking its final mile, saturated and crushed beyond saving? Or is it just begging for a proper, professional stretch to give it 5 more years of life? Knowing the actual science beneath your feet is the only way to make the right choice. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.